guys, what's going on? It is Ash here coming at you today in Clash Royale. I have returning guests, but it has been about 2 years from the Netherlands. It is Zareldo. Zareldo, what's up, man? How you doing?
Hey man, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, man. Super happy to have you on the channel here. And today we're going to be covering a deck that has been almost as long since you've came on the channel, since we've covered this deck, but it is back in the meta in a big way. And you, frankly, love this deck. So let's talk about the HOG Princess Mini P.E.K.K.A Rocket deck, man. Why do you like this deck so much?
Okay, so there's a couple things that make this deck as good as it is. First of all, it's very fun to play. You won't get bored.
Yeah.
Second, it's very free to play friendly. The cards in the deck are not level dependent. You can play it from 5,000 trophies all the way to 7,000 and even higher. And then getting good with this deck will really improve your general skill in the game. It will make you a lot better at other decks as well.
Awesome, man. Well, those are some great reasons for my subscribers to give the deck a try. Do you think that, how do you compare the skill cap, I'm curious, to this deck versus, say, I don't know, 2.6 or a heavier HOG deck?
I would say the skill cap on this deck is quite high. Because one of the things one of the things that's very hard to master in this deck is how to rocket cycle and when to protect your princesses. You can get really advanced with that.
Okay, give me if you have one on the top of your head, give me an example of when is a good idea. Well, right there in this replay, you did a really good job of protecting your princess. So give me a tip or two about either rocket cycling or princess protection.
Well, when you rocket cycle, you want to make sure that you're 100% sure you can defend what they have. Even if they do the same amount of damage as your rocket, it's not good, because they might mess up your cycle or they might even do more damage. And then protecting your princesses is very important if you want to build an elixir advantage. But only do it if they don't have a card that can like kill 2 or 3 princesses at once when you stack them up.
Okay.
Knowing when to do this can win you lots of hard matchups.
Okay, cool. Well, let's go ahead and why don't you play live for it? All right, here we go. As we enter into our first match here, I want to ask you about 2 specific cards, right? So Hog Rider and Princess, 2 obviously very important cards in this deck. Starting with a Hog, like, will you play it as your starting hand? How aggressive will you be with your Hog Rider compared to other Hog decks like 2.6, for example?
I use my Hog Rider a lot less in this deck than against 2.6, primarily because if they have a very hard counter to Hog, for example, a Furnace or a Cannon, I still have other win conditions in this deck, and it's harder to outcycle using this than using, for example, 2.6. So in this matchup, it looks like my Mini P.E.K.K.A and Ice Golem are going to be 2 very important cards. I'm not exactly sure what he's using, but if I need one card for multiple things in his deck, I want to try to use it as much as possible, of course. So playing it as the first card in a defensive sequence will help me out a lot.
Okay, that's actually...
Looks like it's the normal Hog Mega Knight deck that was popular a while ago.
Yeah, and I was going to, point out that's something that my viewers ask me about a lot, and it's something that I actually, frankly, haven't had someone explain it as basically, but like a complex question, I guess, how to fix your cycle or how to set up your cycle, answered so simplistically. So I want to take a second and recognize that. You said in order to, you basically identified your most important defensive cards, Ice Golem and Mini P.E.K.K.A, given the matchup, obviously Hog Rider and Mega Knight. So what you're going to do is try to play those cards as often as possible first. So let's say you know you're going to have to use an Ice Spirit and Bats and a Mini P.E.K.K.A on defense. You're going to play the Mini P.E.K.K.A first, is that correct?
That's correct.
So you get back to it sooner.
Exactly. I want to use it as much as possible.
Yeah.
Even if it's not exactly optimal, using it more will give them more trouble. And now, right now I want to outcycle his Mega Knight because it's a perfect counter to Hog pretty much. And if you look at the left lane, he was not able to use Mega Knight because Okay, I will just need to log this, and I have bats for his hog, so it should be fine now. I can rocket cycle, but it's not necessary. I will let the Mega Knight go because he has more damage on this side, and I need to take it. If he Mega Knights, my hog will still get a hit. Okay,
Wow,
looks like he can't. Okay, that's...
Yeah, looks
should
like he
be
just
it.
gave up.
Looks like it.
Well, that's a convincing win. Oh, not well played. I thought you did a great job explaining cycling in that matchup there. Any final thoughts on establishing and setting up a cycle with this deck? Like, what happens if you don't have the right card in cycle? I mean, other than just spamming cards till it's back in cycle, how do you have to play sometimes like an unorthodox hog, or
You can...
yeah.
If you don't have the right card in your hand to defend, you can still set up for another push. Maybe I need an Ice Golem for offense, but and not for defense. I might play it in the other lane and then just try to cycle back to the defensive card I need.
Okay.
So I have an offensive push set up, but while cycling for a defensive push, and it looks like mortar bait. It might be okay. He has a building and a hog.
Yes.
I do not need my mini packer for anything other than his hog.
So your most important cards in this matchup are going to be, again, mini P.E.K.K.A for the hog, and then other than that, just like, what, princess?
Yeah, but I want to make sure his mortar doesn't take my princess when he's trying to push offensively.
Yeah,
I want to, even if it locks onto my tower, sometimes that's more beneficial than it killing my princess first.
Okay. So you're already back to mini P.E.K.K.A again. He'll get like 1 or 2 hog hits, but you got so many on that right tower. He has a little damage advantage.
He has bats, so I'm gonna Ice Spirit.
Nice! That was beautiful. And mini P.E.K.K.A gets the left tower. OP plays, man. Okay, so let's talk about the princess now. Princess, you just used her at the bridge. Talk about when is the right time to use a princess at the bridge and when is the wrong time.
The right time to use your princess at the bridge is when they need a card for something else and for the princess. For example, his bats, he needed them for the mini P.E.K.K.A and for my princess. The wrong time to princess is when you need it defensively and you're not close to taking his tower with spells.
Okay. Yep, that makes sense.
Against this, now that we're in double elixir and I'm up by quite a lot, I want a rocket cycle because my hog is not very reliable against a mortar and his cycle is quite quick.
And talk a little bit about rocket cycling. Obviously, it's always risky, right? It's you know what's going to happen whenever you use your rocket. They're just going to go all in on offense.
Yeah. When you rocket cycle, you want to make sure that his push does not do more damage than your rocket.
Okay.
And if it does, you should be closer to taking his tower. Right here, I kind of want to let it go because I need to take both. I don't think I would have been able to defend it, so I'm just gonna rocket. And now it's 2 rockets and 1 log away. And since he's using mortar, it's good for me to be in a 1-1 situation. Sometimes, if you're unable to defend, you should just let it go.
I don't. Maybe we'll face like a golem deck or maybe I can play you using a golem deck or something. But I'm curious on how to like tackle a big beatdown deck with this deck. You know.
Exactly what I explained with your cycle. You want to play your mini P.E.K.K.A first, then put pressure. You want to play defense, then offense, and then back to defense. So you have a second mini P.E.K.K.A for his golem push or for his support cards.
That's easy enough. So mini P.E.K.K.A first. Let's say he drops a golem way in the back. You're gonna drop GG's, by the way. Well played there.
So
you're gonna drop a mini P.E.K.K.A as soon as he drops the golem in the back, because your mini P.E.K.K.A is gonna cross over the bridge.
I might play princess other lane first, just so my mini P.E.K.K.A only.
It. Oh, yeah. Okay. I got you. Defensive princess opposite lane first.
Yeah, just so that my mini P.E.K.K.A doesn't die immediately. I still want to be able to defend it using an ice golem before getting back to another one.
Okay. All right. Here we go against Xavier.
Okay, let's see. I want to know what he has first before going aggressive. Looks like normal
Log
normal
bait.
log bait.
Yeah.
Um,
You were telling me
log bait
too.
is
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
log bait is pretty much an even matchup. I just want to make sure I protect my princesses. I'm not sure. Okay, it's this version. That's a lot more difficult. This is not even.
Okay. It seems like every matchup is not even. It's not a good. But you were telling me off air actually that do you feel like this deck is really good against a lot of like weird, bizarre off meta decks?
Yeah, this deck is very good at medium to high ladder because it beats all the weird decks.
Uh huh.
Um, because you kind of control the flow of the entire game. It's a lot better than let's say PEKKA. PEKKA is horrible against weird off-meta decks.
Yeah.
But this
Yeah.
deck, you can make your opponent play around you instead of them controlling the game just by having a faster cycle and being able to being able to bait and stuff like that.
Sure.
Okay, so protecting my princess is important here, and okay, gonna do that. So um, I need my log against quite a lot of things here, against both the rascals and the goblin barrel. But I do have other cards for both, so it's not that bad now.
Yeah, you're doing a good job protecting your princess here. Well,
Okay, so now that we're into double elixir, I think this is the rocket version. Cycling princesses at the bridge is fine here
okay.
because it will bait out cards you would normally use for offense.
Okay.
HOG should get, yeah, 2 hits.
In a matchup like this, are you always combining Ice Spirit because of the Prince with Hog?
Um, Ice Spirit is also good for defense here. Kind of have to log. He's gonna Rascals, but I'm back to Princess.
Okay.
And the mini P.E.K.K.A. Damage the Rascal boy. I'm gonna play Ice Golem a little high for his Princess. Yeah, there it is.
Nice. Well played
Back
there.
to... Okay, I'm back to Hog. It should freeze. Okay, there, 1 hit.
Nice.
I'm actually gonna log. I wanna...
Get it to rocket.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, my princess will not do enough, so I'm gonna have to log here. Distract his princess and then bats. And I'm back to Ice Golem. Okay, that's game.
Wow, dude. Now you just rocket and GG's. Man, you made that look really easy. That was very well played. I think that was your most impressive match so far.
Thank you.
No
This matchup is quite difficult because mini P.E.K.K.A. isn't really good against Rascals or Prince, but I still needed to defend.
Yeah. Yeah, you did
So
very...
pretty much what I want to do is use my hog as much as possible.
Cool. Want to go again?
Okay, I'm searching.
All right, sounds good. So you have 2 Zareldo accounts.
Yeah, this one it was a mini that I didn't play that much, but I used tokens to max another deck.
Oh.
And the other is my main.
I got it. So
Okay.
on that other one, you only have 1 deck maxed?
Yeah, actually on both accounts it's just 1 deck, but
Wow.
it's completely different.
Oh, that's so cool, though. That's actually a really good idea because of the trade tokens.
Exactly. Dark Prince and Tornado, it's either RG or Golem.
Okay. Hopefully, yeah, it's RG, I think.
Could still be either one. He just used his, could still be either one.
Yeah.
He just used his Tornado, that's why I'm hogging. If he Tornadoes now, it will die. Let's see. Okay, it's RG. That's a little better than Golem. I want to play my Ice Golem there, just to prevent the Ice Wizard from locking onto my mini P.E.K.K.A. because
Nice.
the mini P.E.K.K.A. would have needed a lot more time to kill the RG there. Against this, rocket cycling is okay. I want to use my mini P.E.K.K.A as much as possible.
Okay. Again, most important card, using it as much as you can.
Exactly. His counter for my princess is Barbarian Bear, which is not optimal. So if I play my princess in the back a lot, he was gonna have trouble dealing with it.
Gotcha.
Okay, he used that again. I'm gonna use my mini P.E.K.K.A offensively now.
Okay.
And bats because of his mega minion.
Wow. Dude,
Okay.
you're really good in terms of your thought process. Like, you always know what cards he has in hand.
That's what makes this deck so high skill cap. If you remember his cycle and keep in mind what cards are important for you, you will have a lot easier time dealing with decks like this. I'm gonna actually hog despite him having Tornado because it will get it to 2 rocket range. 2 rocket and 1 log.
Dude,
sometimes,
yeah, go ahead.
Sometimes playing a hog despite him having Tornado is actually good because it guarantees a hit, pretty much. I'm not gonna play anything else on this RG because my tower is still healthy and I would rather have more elixir left, just so I can rocket cycle better. But I think I'm just gonna go for hogs and then 1 rocket instead of 2 rockets.
Okay.
I don't think he can. Nah, he cannot.
Wow, dude.
Just
these last
2
2
more
matches,
logs.
man, you've been insane.
Thank you.
I really love watching you play. Do you do lessons too, right? Are they open to like my viewers, or is it? I don't know. How do they work?
I do coaching, but it's a paid service if you're interested.
Well, yeah, I figured that, but like, could people just follow you on Twitter to find out about it if they want to?
Yeah, my DMs are open on Twitter.
Okay, cool. Well, hell, man, you've been a fantastic guest. I felt like we've covered a lot of like really important fundamentals of the deck. Is there anything that we didn't touch on that you think is important to cover?
Not really. I think we covered the most important parts of the deck.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much for coming on the channel. As I mentioned, your Twitter will be in the description below if people want to reach out to you and contact you about coaching, perhaps. We'll go ahead and include that for you. And any shout-outs or anything like that before we let you go, man?
I want to give a shout out to Dutch Corps. It's a very nice clan, firing range as well. You're awesome. And if you message me on Twitter, I will also be able to add you on Facebook. Just make sure you include your name.
Zareldo, it was awesome to have you on. Thank you again.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. Guys, that's going to do it. Check out his player stats and profile. Thanks to StatsRoyale.com. That will be in the show notes below, along with my YouTube partner, Bren Chong. So, guys, thanks so much for watching. And as always, take care, guys.